Hey guys, how we doing today? Got another application review for you guys here. Got, I think, 4 or 5 applications in this review. I have one that I'm extremely excited to share with you guys. It's been an older application. It is free. I'm sure some of you guys have seen it before, but I'm definitely going to save that one till the end. So we're going to start this one off with Goaaal. And I'm not going to yell it. There's 3 A's in it though, so if you're going to search for it, make sure you get those, and it's Goaaal. And it's probably one of the better soccer games that I've seen so far in the application store. It's by Skyworks. We've been through this before. They're a fantastic sports application creator, but this one's a little bit different than their previous applications. I find this to be a more serious application, surprisingly. Usually they just go for fun, addicting gameplay, and here they definitely still managed to conquer that, but they got a lot better graphics in this one. It seems a lot more realistic, and it seems like they put a lot more time into this application. So, 2 different game modes. You have arcade mode, and then you have progressive mode. Let's go into arcade mode, and I'll show you what that one's all about. But as you guys see, I think these graphics are pretty stunning as well. It's a pretty cheap application. I think it's $1.99 from the App Store, and it's one of the top ones in the paid section of the App Store, and I can definitely see why. It's very addicting, yet semi-repetitive gameplay though. So for an arcade mode, you have 10 different shots. You have 10 different balls you can kick in. You can't earn any more than that. You just get those 10 and you see how many you can make while earning some badges along the way, and I'll explain badges in a little bit. But to kick, it's very simple. You just touch on the bottom of the screen. Ooh, off the post. So you kick off the bottom of the screen and you just flick forward. Depending on where or what direction you kick you slide your finger in, will actually determine the trajectory of the ball and where it's going to go. So if I want to move it a little bit, hold it for just a second, roll it over here, and got him. There we go. So I'll show you one more kick. Same thing. Pretty easy if you actually decide to slide it over like that. But anyway, let's go back into the main menu, and I will explain badges and progressive mode. We'll go into here, go into how to play. Here's the different badges you can get. 3 in a row you get a hat trick, 5 in a row you get a full house, 10 in a row you get a shutout, 25 in a row you get deuce 5, 50 in a row you get $50. If you make the goalkeeper jump 3 times in a row, you get the jump badge. 3 times on the dirt, eat dirt. And 1 hit a big time, tag 5 targets without fail, and you can get the big time. So hitting 5 targets, which I'll show you right now, is progressive mode. Progressive mode has targets, and by hitting targets you will either be able to gain back another kick, or you'll also be able to get another kick if you gain different badges that I just showed you. So this one, we're going to have to move the ball over. Oh, screwed that up. Denied, of course, obviously. Alright, so let's try that one again. There we go, now I can move it. So we're going to try and hit that target. Of course, it was way low. Got it. There we go. Got a goal. So I got my extra ball that gets kicked now. So I got a hat trick now. Get to keep going. Eat dirt. I made him fall on the ground 3 times for trying to save a kick. Oh. I'm surprised he missed that one. Usually the computer's actually not too hard, or not too terrible, and they can actually block a lot of your shots, but I do wish that they did have different difficulty levels. That's something that they usually don't tend to add into their applications, and this seems like this would be a pretty good one for it, because if you're a new beginner to it, you want to try and get against an easier goalie, but if you're coming into it and you've played this a while, it gets really repetitive, and it'd be nice if you could play against some more goalies with higher difficulties. So that's going to be called Goaaal. It's Goaaal, and I believe that it is going to be $1.99 in the App Store. I recommend it if you're a fan of soccer. If you're not really, that's up to you. They'll probably release a Lite version. They usually tend to do that with their applications, so try and hang on and wait for one of those to come out in the App Store. But if not, you're a diehard soccer fan, immediately you can definitely go out and get it if you want to. Next app that I have for you guys is going to be Beatrider Lite, and this is a very cool application. There is a paid application, but it's $5, I believe, and you guys have seen other apps like this. It's like Guitar Hero, it's like Tap Tap Revenge, but the cool and unique thing about this application is that you set up an account. You go onto your computer and you can upload your own MP3 files, and it sets the beats for them to all the different difficulties. There's 6 different difficulties. It makes the beat pattern for them, and you can play to your own songs that you upload onto their website. So we'll go at the bottom HUD. You have play, you have rankings, which are a little bit sloppy so far. It's a new app. There's option. Go into here, you can do music volume. Key volume, I recommend that you turn all the way down, because if not, you're just going to be hitting yourself, hit the keys at the bottom instead of the song itself. Note speed doesn't determine the actual difficulty, it just makes how long or how quick the notes come at you. So let's just do 2 for that one. go to play, and we will upload this, or we'll play the song that I uploaded. When you get the Lite version, you're able to upload only one song and save it to your device, but when you get the paid version at $5, I think you can upload and save 25 songs at a time. So we're going to play this one, and every time you play it, it takes a couple seconds to actually download and load the game. Turn the sound up. The MP3 that I chose to upload was Day and Night by Kid Cudi. And as you guys see right there, those are little slide ones, so you actually have to slide over from different keys. That one right there, that's a slide.
Now look at this. Madness, the magnet keeps attracting me. I try to run, but see, I'm not that fast. I think first, but surely finish last.
So just like Guitar Hero, it has the different multipliers, it has the hold keys, but the cool thing about this one is that it has the actual slide ones, which I was just telling you about, and if you play the harder difficulties, like Extreme, it's really difficult to try and hit all those, especially if you're on 5-time note speed. Go to the main menu, and what else about this application? I kind of find it to have some pretty sloppy controls. When you're hitting those little buttons down there, they're really not as sensitive as they should be, a little bit harder to actually hit. So I recommend checking out the Lite version of this, uploading a song of your own, seeing if it hits the beats that you want it to. But if it doesn't hit those notes, and if you don't like the controls, stay away from the expensive Pro version, but definitely recommend checking the Lite version out first. It's a fun one to mess around with. That's going to be called Beatrider Lite, a free application from the App Store. Alrighty, and next one that I just got sent to me, I've heard that this is supposed to be a classic from Apple, and I've never heard of it, seen it, but there's a lot of apps out there like this, or computer flash games that I've seen. It's called iLodeRunner, and if you guys have seen it before or heard of this application, it does a pretty swell job actually on, yes, I did just say swell. It does a pretty good job actually on trying to get the controls down pat. It's just, you use the accelerometer to tilt very simply, tap on the right part if you want to dig to the right, and tap on the left part of the screen to dig to the left. You can turn off accelerometer mode and actually just use touching the screen, but they did a really nice job on the accelerometer to controls, and usually applications don't do that, so I'm going to try and utilize this app's controls while I still can. So tap to start. This is us down here, and we are trying to avoid these cops up here. And they don't look like cops. I thought they were Indians at first, but they are cops, and it's very simple. What you do, you run around and you pick up these, what look to be stacks of like papers or maybe burgers. I don't know what they are, but you pick them up, and you pretty much just run around, mess with the cops for a little bit until you get enough points. And once you get enough points for each level, a ladder will appear going up to the top of the screen, which will allow you can climb it, and by doing that, you'll go on to the next level. It's really simple, yet sadly, it's pretty repetitive gameplay. I've never been a fan of these kind of games. I don't know what they're called really, but I know that there's like a classic Donkey Kong like that. That was like the original Donkey Kong. If you guys are going to bash me in the comments, I'm sorry, but I've never been a fan of the original Donkey Kong. That's probably only because I grew up with the N64 versions, and it's like going back in a time machine when I try and play those older ones. So, if you guys have heard of this application, it's called iLodeRunner. I think that's what it's called. If you've heard of iLodeRunner, then I recommend checking it out because it seems like they did a pretty nice job actually trying to get the controls and everything situated. But if you haven't, it's a pretty redundant, rather repetitive application that I've found, and it can actually get a little bit boring to me, so I would recommend staying away from it unless they actually have a Lite version. But if you're a die-hard fan of the series, then go check it out. That's going to be called iLodeRunner. I think it's $1.99 or $2.99 from the App Store. Alrighty, and my last one, and my favorite one that I've seen so far, this is going to be a longer review for it, is going to be called Lose It. And this is the application I was talking about. It's free, surprisingly, and it's been out in the App Store for a while, but I've always stayed away from it. I was actually recommended this. Someone told me about it, a friend of mine, and it's a super awesome application. It's a weight tracker, and it checks all the food that you can consume in each day. And this is going to be a longer review for it. This is my last app in this review, so if you are completely uninterested, probably going to want to exit out of this video now. But even if you have the slightest interest, it's free, and I didn't at first. It's an awesome application. It shows you how much a person can eat in one day. A buddy of mine had 3 double stacks, which is what he normally eats from Wendy's. He came home, we checked how many 3 double stacks from Wendy's actually is, and it was something like 2 or 3 times his calorie intake for a day. So he had like 3 days of food in one sitting. So from this main page, you set it up completely to your own settings. It says your age, your gender, your weight, what you want to get down to, your height. It makes it setting to you. It is completely personalized. It's like a personalized trainer, actually. So you go by day to day, and here's your daily calorie budget. You choose your budget according to how much weight you want to lose, or if you want to stay at the same weight. You can go back in time through the days that you've already logged in, see your log for that day, and you can actually see how many calories you've intaked, or what exercise you've actually burned calories off with. So today is Saturday, May 30th. Let's say that I go to McDonald's. You go to Add a Food, go to Dinner, Brand Name Foods, Restaurant Foods, McDonald's, and we will say that I got a Big Mac. Click Big Mac. I had 1 Big Mac. If you want to, you can even scroll over here, which is really nice, but I had 1 Big Mac, 563 calories, 33 grams of fat. It tells you all the stuff down here about 1 Big Mac. You add it. It goes into your daily log, go back to my day, and it shows you how many calories I'm allowed to eat and how many calories I've had in a day. So I'm 2 calories over my budget because that Big Mac just screwed me over. So go back to my log because I haven't had one. Delete. And now I can go back. I still got 560 calories. So you can go into exercise too. This is really, really neat because there are so many exercises in here for everybody. Let's go to a couple that people wouldn't normally play. Broom ball. Carpentry, curling. I don't know who curls, but curling's in there. Keep going. Ultimate frisbee, which is nice. Handball, hand gliding. I don't know how many people hand glide with this application. Home repair, high-ally. I've never seen a high-ally course, but I mean, it even has mowing the lawn. So let's say that I go to golf. If I go golfing, it goes completely to your own settings. Let's say I golfed for 2 hours and 20 minutes. 865 calories. Go up here to the top, you choose your type of golf you played, general, pulling the clubs, carrying the clubs, using a powered cart, or miniature golf. So we'll say that I carried clubs, I burned 865 calories. Cancel, because I didn't do any of that. That's pretty much the entire application. You can change your goals for how much weight you want to lose, for what weight setting you actually want to end up being at. There's more you can go in. You can customize food, so say that you have a super duper secret family recipe. Go in here, you can add a recipe completely. You make the recipe name, you add all of its ingredients in there. You can customize exercises if you have a super secret exercise that you have. You can add in new food. So example, if I were to go to... I actually had this happen to me last night. Go to Dinner, and if I want to go to Steak and Shake, if you guys know what Steak and Shake is or have that anywhere near you, the only S food that they have is Subway. So what you would do, go to Add a Food, Dinner, create new food, and I would say that I got the Frisco Melt from Subway. Or not from Subway, from Steak and Shake, I'm sorry. Say the serving size and the calories for that serving size, and then you can actually have that saved in so you'll never have to type this in again. You can just search Frisco Melt. Aside from this, if you want to go through, you can actually go through foods and search food. So if I don't want to go to a specific place, let's just say that I had a steak. Now this has all the different types of steaks that people could get. Let's say if I have a beef T-bone steak, click on that. Show how many ounces of the steak that I actually had. Let's say that I had an 8-ounce steak. Down here it shows me that's a 649 calorie meal. It's down to the exact, it's great how precise this application is. If you're not planning on tracking your weight at all, if you're fine with it, screw it. Leave it alone. I am not planning on tracking my weight, but if people are, this is a free application that you guys need to be aware about because it is one of the best, most precise. It is a perfect application how it's designed. I'm going to give it a very high rating, even though I don't have much of a use for it. I know some people out there definitely do, and it is a fantastically structured application. That's going to be called Lose It, a free, surprisingly, application from the App Store. Definitely recommend that if you're looking for anything of that type of genre. That's all I have for you guys. That's Goaaal, Beatrider Lite, iLodeRunner, and Lose It. That's all I have for you guys in this review. Hopefully you guys had a fantastic day. Tomorrow is my last day of school, and then I get to go on to my summer break, so maybe I'll get some more videos out there for you guys. I will talk to you guys later. Have a fantastic day.
Hey guys, do you want a full list of every app that I've ever reviewed starting from app review number 1? Go to my YouTube homepage and click the link under full list of applications. It'll give you a Word document including the title of an application, the pricing, and the rating. Hopefully this helps. I'll talk to you guys later.